not again. I won't die again. You can't make me die again.
When Adam Grant utters those prophetic words, it signals the endless beginning of a terror that's worse than any prison, and even more terrifying than is being sentenced to the electric chair. It's a punishment found only in the Twilight Zone. At the end of the 1950s, television was emerging not just as a source of entertainment, but as a mirror reflecting society's deepest hopes and fears. It was a time when the collective imagination searched for answers to age-old questions about existence and reality. In stepped The Twilight Zone, a series that dared to ask what if, and in doing so became a cornerstone of American culture. Among its many stories, one episode, Shadow Play, penned by visionary Charles Beaumont, stands as a testament to the show's profound impact. Unlike Rod Serling's more socially conscious tales, Beaumont's Shadow Play delves into the existential, crafting a narrative that questions the very fabric of reality itself. This episode, adapted from Beaumont's short story Traumerei, meaning a dreamlike state, invites us into a world where dreams and reality blur together. As a child, I was captivated by the Twilight Zone's opening credits, not sure if I was about to be thrilled or terrified, but knowing I would be mesmerized. Shadow Play was one of those episodes that stayed with me long after the screen faded to black. It was a piece of television that not only entertained, but challenged the audience to think deeper, to question the unseen and the unexplained. Today, as we revisit Shadow Play, we find its themes more relevant than ever. In an age where virtual realities and digital dreams blur the lines between the tangible and the imagined, Beaumont's story invites us to consider what is real. Are our lives just a shadow play on the walls of someone else's dream? Let's dive into this unique episode in the Twilight Zone universe, where the questions it raises are as significant now as they were over 60 years ago. In all of television history, there are episodes that entertain, episodes that challenge, and then there are those rare gems that do both. Shadow Play is one such gem within the Twilight Zone's illustrious catalog. Crafted by Charles Beaumont, this episode stands as a beacon of existential exploration, distinguished from Rod Serling's more socially conscious narratives. Shadow Play ventures deep into the corridors of the mind, questioning the very essence of existence through the lens of fantasy. It's a journey that echoes with the musings of other Twilight Zone stories, like A World of Difference and The After Hours, yet Shadow Play carves its own unique path through the Twilight Zone universe. The episode confronts us with a chilling proposition. What if our world is nothing but a dream, teetering on the precipice of oblivion at the moment of a man's execution? The story unfolds in a courtroom where Adam Grant, portrayed with compelling depth by Dennis Weaver, faces the ultimate sentence: death by electrocution for a crime he insists is part of a recurring nightmare. As Grant echoes the judge's sentencing with eerie precision, his laughter turns to a desperate plea, claiming that their very existence hinges on his survival. Dennis Weaver, known for his role as Chester in Gunsmoke, infuses Adam Grant with a palpable sense of fear, desperation, and haunting realization. His performance, alongside Harry Towns as D.A. Henry Ritchie and Wright King as newspaper editor Paul Carson, anchors the episode in a dreamy, unnerving atmosphere. These characters are tormented by the possibility that their reality might indeed be nothing more than a figment of Grant's nightmare. Director John Brahm, with a flair reminiscent of Alfred Hitchcock, weaves a visual tapestry that complements the story's surreal elements. Brahm, celebrated for his work on episodes like Time Enough at Last and Mirror Image, crafts a world where the line between dream and reality is not just blurred, but non-existent. As we follow Grant to death row, the haunting strains of a harmonica underscore the tension. In a gripping exchange, Grant describes the terrifying process of execution to his cellmate Jiggs with such vivid detail that it sends shivers down the spine. This scene transitions seamlessly to D.A. Ritchie's home, where the sizzling of steaks in the oven adds a macabre touch of black humor to the unfolding drama. Later, D.A. Ritchie visits Grant in a cell, where he lip-syncs Ritchie's words as he speaks them. Annoyed, Ritchie snaps that if it's all just a dream, you'll wake up eventually. Why don't you just sit back and enjoy it? Grant tells Ritchie that he's tormented by the same nightmare, night after night.
Well, let me ask you something, Mr. Ritchie. How do you like to wake up screaming every night? That's what I do.
In a desperate attempt to convince Richie of his claims, Grant tells Richie that his steak dinner at home is now something else, a steak that transforms into a roast, proving Grant's claims of a recurring dream. In the episode's climax, the arrival of a priest from Grant's past at his cell door marks the ticking clock towards an inescapable fate. As Grant walks to the death chamber and the mask is pulled down over his face, the scene goes black, and in an endless nightmare loop, Grant finds himself awake and back in the courtroom, with the faces around him changed, but their roles the same. It's a haunting conclusion that leads us questioning the nature of our own reality. Shadowplay is not just an episode of television, it's a philosophical inquiry wrapped in a narrative that challenges, entertains, and ultimately makes us question the fabric of our own existence. It remains a testament to the Twilight Zone's power to explore the unknown and the unexplained, urging us to ponder the depth and darkness of the human condition. As we look back on this journey into the heart of the Twilight Zone, let's remember the show's enduring legacy as a beacon of imaginative storytelling. Shadowplay, with its exploration of dreams, reality, and the existential threads that bind them, continues to resonate, illustrating the timeless nature of the questions that it poses. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of one of the Twilight Zone's most captivating episodes. If this journey through the shadows has sparked your interest, please like, share, and subscribe for more dives into television history. This is Rich from Rerun Zone, signing off until next time, when we'll once again step into the Twilight Zone.